Hello BookTube, my name is Juan, I am just one reader and I am here with a new book tag. I have previously done the Broadway musicals book tag and the Hamilton book tag, but today I am creating the musicals book tag. So I will not be including my favorite musicals, Les Mis, Phantom, Wicked, The Sound of Music, etc., because I've already mentioned them in previous videos. However, I do have 20 or 21 new musical book tag related questions. So bear with me, there's gonna be a lot of singing in this video and this is gonna be a long video. I'm gonna split it into two parts actually because it's gonna be long. So bear with me. Most of the music that I will be singing in this book tag is incredibly difficult and incredibly high for my type of voice. So and I have not even rehearsed it or even bothered to, transpose it into another key. So just bear with me. This is gonna be messy but fun. Let's get started with question number one. Question number one is Moulin Rouge.
Never knew I could feel like this. It's like I've never seen the sky before. Want to vanish inside your kiss. Every day I'm loving you more and more.
Now, to me, Moulin Rouge is one of those musicals that I watched when I was a child, so they have become kind of ingrained in my history, my musical history. So the book tag question is, name a classic that you keep coming back to. The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux, my favorite classic. Question 2 is Kinky Boots.
'Cause I'll never be the soul of a man, noble and wise like the soul of a man who lifted me high, like the soul of a man, heroic and true, like the soul of a man that I looked up to. What else could I do?
So I remember when I was living in New York, everyone was excited about Kinky Boots. It had won all the Tonys pretty much, and there was just a lot of buzz and hype around it. And I waited and waited and waited and waited until I was able to get a ticket. And when I finally got to see it, I was amazed by it. So the book tag question for Kinky Boots is a new book that you are dying to read. This can be a book that is actually new, brand new, a new release, or a book that has been there in your shelf that you just haven't gotten around to yet, but you've always kind of felt like you need to read it. I have two answers for this. One of them is Idaho by Emily Rushkovich, and the other one is The Man Who Loved Children by Christina Stead. I am dying to read these. Question 3 is Next to Normal.
Take a look at the invisible girl. Here she is, clear as the day. Please look closely and find her before she fades away. Superboy and the invisible girl, son of steel and daughter of air. He's a hero, a lover, a prince. She's not there. She's not there. She's not there. She's not there.
So Next to Normal is one of my absolute all-time favorite Broadway shows. I saw it the first time I ever went to New York, like 6 or 7 years ago. I absolutely adored it. It won the Pulitzer Prize because it was just such a great combination of drama and hope, and the music is amazing. So for Next to Normal, you have to say a dramatic book. Yes, I love this book. Don't hate me. I know a lot of people seem to hate this book. I love it. It was my favorite book of 2015. I want to reread it. Sorry. Question 4 is Love Never Dies.
Love never dies. Love never falters. Once it has spoken, love is yours.
So if you don't know what Love Never Dies is, Love Never Dies is the sequel to The Phantom of the Opera. This was an official thing. It was done by all the right people, Andrew Lloyd Webber, etc. It was, I think it only ran in London. The original production was in London. It ran for it had a very limited run, and then it went to Australia. And there's actually a filmed version of that production, the Australian production, which is actually very nice. Although I prefer the original London production, which is the one I saw. In a trip to London, I just caught Love Never Dies, and it is one of the most stunningly beautiful, dramatic, luscious, amazing musicals ever made, and I don't know why it's not on Broadway right now. Anyhow, for Love Never Dies, it's your favorite sequel. So this question was actually quite difficult because I never know if you can count a book in a series as a sequel or if it just counts as a member of a series. Whatever. I chose a book that is technically right now a sequel, but eventually it's going to be the second part of a trilogy that is yet unfinished. So you know what I'm talking about. This is the sequel to Patrick Rothfuss's The Name of the Wind, and this is The Wise Man's Fear. Question number 5 is, Dear Evan Hansen,
on the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear. So I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. Waving through a window. Whoa. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me?
So I haven't really watched this musical because it just opened on Broadway and I haven't been there for quite some time, like a year or two. But I really want to see it. I'm dying to see it. And I love the combination that they have with the staging and the sets, and it's kind of very modernized, a very modernized take on Broadway musicals. So for Dear Evan Hansen, this is a modern, contemporary book that really touched you. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, absolutely. This is modern, it's contemporary, it's a modern classic. I think it's going to be one of the next American classics, but it is a modern, contemporary book. It's touching, it's amazing, it's fabulous. Go read it now. Question 6 is Anastasia.
Somewhere down this road, I know someone's waiting. Years of dreams just can't be wrong. Arms will open wide, I'll be safe and wanted. Finally home where I belong. Well, starting now, I'm learning fast on this journey to the past.
Anastasia, as you probably know, takes place in Paris and Russia. So for Anastasia, you have to tell me a book that has amazing, incredible settings. I chose Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix because I always thought that this book was amazing at introducing new settings, but really this is representative of the entire series. Question number 7 is Something Rotten.
If you ever got in trouble, I would be there on the double just to bail you out. If there's anything you like, you know I've always got your back, that's what it's all about. Think of me as your sidekick, helping you whenever I can. I'm more than just a woman, baby. When the pressure's coming, baby, let me be your right-hand man.
So Something Rotten is a musical that I watched the last time I went to New York, and it was a complete delight. I have never laughed so hard in a Broadway show in my life. It was just absolutely magical, and if I could go right now to New York, I would watch Something Rotten. Well, I would watch many shows really, but Something Rotten I loved. So for Something Rotten, this is a book that was original and very funny. The Princess Bride by William Goldman and The 13 Clocks by James Thurber. Check him out. Question number 8 is Pippin.
Patching the roof and pitching the hay is not my idea of a perfect day. When you're extraordinary, you gotta do extraordinary things.
And for Pippin, this is a book that was extraordinary in some way. Swamplandia by Karen Russell. This was my favorite novel of 2016. It is extraordinary indeed. Question number 9 is Aladdin.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming.
So Aladdin is also a musical that I watched the last time I went to New York. I really liked it. Disney productions are just out of this world. And so for Aladdin, you have to tell me a book that introduced you to a whole new world. Magic for Beginners by Kelly Link. This is a magical realism slash fantasy slash science fiction slash literary fiction collection of short stories, and it just opened up my eyes and made me want to read more of this type of fiction and more short stories. And question number 10, and by the way, this is going to be the last question in this first part of the book tag. This is Beauty and the Beast, another amazing Disney production.
Hopeless as my dream dies, as the time flies, love a lost illusion, helpless, unforgiven, cold and driven to this sad conclusion. No beauty could move me, no goodness improve me, no power on earth if I can't love her. No passion could reach me, no lesson could teach me how I could have loved her and make her love me too.
So, Beauty and the Beast is a musical that has shaped me like you have no idea. I watched the Mexican version of Beauty and the Beast probably when I was around 6 or 7 years old, and it was a magical evening. It was just it's one of those memories that I know I will always treasure as something completely inaccessible and completely magical, and you know, those kinds of memories that really shape your entire life and your view on art. And yeah, Beauty and the Beast and Phantom of the Opera are two shows that I watched when I was really, really young, and that completely made me into the person that I am today, music-wise. So, for Beauty and the Beast, this is a book that you read in your childhood and that shaped you as a reader. The Secret of Platform 13 by Eva Ibbotson. I read this when I was in 4th grade, 5th grade maybe. I was still quite young, and This was like crack. I absolutely adored it and devoured it. It's very similar to Harry Potter, so if you enjoy that kind of thing, this is for you. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna wrap this up so you can go and check out the second part of the book tag. See you later.